And welcome back to the Foam and Fabric Kayak 2.0. Not sure what kind of foam. Well, we know what kind of foam it is. Not sure what kind of fabric it'll be, what kind of adhesive. We'll see. It could maybe be, I don't know. Alright. So let's put these pieces in, doing the same thing we did with that side. Let them hang off just a little bit. Hanging off a little here, hanging off a little bit there. Get you a couple more spikes so you don't run short. I should have broke these before I turned the camera on, I know, but you know, I always promise y'all that I'll let you see my mistakes as well as my victories. And this is one of my mistakes. I'll sharpen all those later. Like porcupine quills, yay! Alright, so I just was worried about this not, you know, showing this part, because I already did that part and it's the same thing over again, but somebody may get in a jam and go, well, I don't know what to do now. So we'll make sure it has a little something different to do. Set your glue block down, and these pieces right here that you cut off earlier, just right for in here, take up some space, because you don't want to have to be filling that with whatever your product you're going to use to seal your kayak with, whether it's bed sheets and glue or epoxy and two-part epoxy and fiberglass. Phone ringing. And just keep dry fitting your pieces, make sure that they're good. As they say, good to go. Yeehaw. Good to go. Look at that, just enough. I don't think this one's sharp though. So when you're cutting these pieces, and you can cut them with a handsaw or get you a little wooden miter box or a bread knife. You can I forget what I was going to say. So anyway, you just you cut these with a bread knife or a nice miter saw that like I have, which not everybody has. But this whole kayak, and just like the last two, can be made without expensive tools. Expensive tools just make it a little nicer. Just a little nicer. Okay, I'm gonna move my horse just a little bit. So I already got like a nice curve in the floor of the kayak. So when I continue putting it together, it's going to retain that curve. So like instead of here's a kayak going into the water and the water kind of splashes over, it's up like this. So it's not gonna be as wet of a ride as not so much water splash over the bow into the cockpit with you. So there we go. There's the first course along here, and I guess the next thing we're gonna do is maybe you should outline the back of it. And I want to figure out some way, and you don't have to do the same thing I'm doing. I'm adding a little bit of, I will add a little bit of wood to the transom back here. That way if I ever want to add a trolling motor in the back, then it's got plenty of strength. And actually I believe that if you're going to put a trolling motor in a kayak, it should be, cut you a big hole right here, put it right here and let it pull the kayak. Because if you're going, let's say you're out there and all of a sudden it gets windy and you got this motor in the back trying to push this kayak, the wind's going to be pushing up here, so the motor's going to have to turn the motor a little bit more to compensate, and you're wasting more energy. So if you have and can put your motor up here or even on the bow, then that motor is going to be pulling you. Kind of like this is the kayak here. There's the front. It's going to be pulling you like this, where you put the motor back here and the wind's pushing, and you're trying to go this direction. And you can get there, but it's just going to take you a little bit longer, a little bit more energy. So the wind's going to be pushing in front of it. So I think I want to try and cut me a hole up there too as well. But I also want to square back on the transom, because I don't know, I might want a rudder. I don't know. We'll see. And plus it makes it a little bit wider back here for more storage in the back. All right, we'll see you on the next episode of Kayak 2.0, Foam and Fabric.